February 2022 recommendations. So the month of love has passed, thank God, and I hated all of it. It was sad. I did a lot of crying this month. Obviously, I normally cry a lot in general, but really cry during the month of love, for obvious reasons.
Where's my drink?
What drink?
My drink? My Diet Dr. Kelp? Don't tell me you forgot my drink!
But you didn't order any.
How am I supposed to eat this pizza without my drink?
Freddy, you're supposed to be on lockdown.
Vanessa, what if that was my 13th reason?
What do you want, Shanae?
Oh my goodness. If it isn't Little Miss Attitude.
Freddy, you're supposed to be on lockdown.
Vanessa, that wasn't very poggers.
Freddy, you're supposed to be on lockdown.
Vanessa, I missed the part where that's my problem.
Freddy, you're supposed to be on lockdown.
Vanessa, I
have been falling for 30 minutes!
So for the yes section, the host. A doctor literally goes, hey, let's pour these dangerous chemicals down the sink and into the water. Nothing bad can come into that, right? And then a mutant monster comes out of the water. Halloween Kills. A huge Michael Myers fan. I was so excited to finally see this movie because I couldn't see it in theaters because of my work schedule, but Amazon Prime came through and I just decided to rent it. It was amazing, and they added so much extra lore, which I was happy about, and most of the characters died. The only one I really cared for was Lori, so I'm not too mad about that, of course, but Tommy Doyle's character, I was rooting for to get killed, because, I'm not gonna lie, I've always found Tommy annoying, even in the very first movie. As a kid, obviously, he's still annoying, but the new one is just as annoying because I thought he was going to do something with that wooden bat, and I was like, bro, do you not know who Michael Myers is? I'm so ready for the next movie. It feels like they actually might finally kill him, but who knows? New Mutants. After all of the delays on this movie, I was worried about it, and considering it's from Fox, I didn't know what to expect, but I was actually very impressed with it. I really was. How well they handled the characters, and the story was small, but with good characters, that's all you need, and I actually quite enjoy some of these characters. The Tinder Swindler. The story's crazy. This wouldn't happen to me because I'm poor, but a man is an extreme con man and lives a very lavish lifestyle, millionaire lifestyle basically, from taking money from others. It's kind of an amazing con, but you have to be good looking to pull this off, and Crime Scene, the Times Square Killer. The documentary about a killer in Times Square back when it wasn't a tourist spot and more of a place for porn peep shows and such, is when this killer was roaming around. The King's Affection. A group of twins are separated at birth, and once they realize that they are twins, they can switch places whenever they want to so that the prince can become a normal person and the girl can be a prince, and it's just a fun little time, and they can switch whenever they want to. Well, while they are switched, the crown prince is killed, mistakenly thinking it was a girl. And so now the girl is living as a lie, and the girl is living as a prince, and a love story blooms, and the royal tutor is a bi-king, because he was completely on board with the prince before he knew the prince was a woman. We stand a bi-king in this house, so yes, we will. The Hate U Give. I've been wanting to watch this movie for a while, so Hulu was about to get rid of it in like a week or something, so I took my chance to watch it, and it's Black History Month. It is strongly should be mentioned that things like this are a part of our current society, and I think this story gives a very good look on how a lot of our current problems are taking place. This movie stands a very good message, and I'm very happy to have watched it, and I really think more people should watch it, which is probably why it was made. I know it's based on a book, but it's probably why it was made at the time that it was made, but more people need to see it because too many people don't think there's an actual problem around this, but there is. The House. There are 3 different stories, but the only one I cared for was the first story. It had a very creepy vibe, and the choice of animation was very unique, and I really liked that. Through my window. This relationship was toxic and not very cute, to be honest. Like, I like toxic a little bit, but this one was just like, this one wasn't it. But I enjoyed the story, and I liked the way everything played out. It's a small story about a set of neighbors falling for each other. But yeah, he was terrible, to be honest. Like, he was the worst. Anonymously yours. Two teens get each other's numbers anonymously. They already know of each other in real life, only they don't really know that, and they have this weird back and forth love story thing where they kind of hate each other. They're cute at the end, you know, like, it's cute, but like, you know. Raising Dion season 2. I enjoyed season 1 of this show a lot. You know, Michael B. Jordan. But Dion is a lot less annoying this season because he is growing up. I think that he was very annoying the other one, but it's just because he's a child. And in reality, that's how a child would act with powers. So it's accurate, but you know. And Tevin in this, he's fine. Oh my god, that man is fine. Will and Roji's Bureau of Supernatural Investigation. This show is about supernatural investigations, obviously, and they use magical laws to fight spirits and such. It kind of reminds me a lot of Stray Dogs to an extent. Just a little bit, but you know. Celebrating Betty White, America's Golden Girl. Sadly, we've lost Betty White as of before this year has started, she is an American treasure. In this memorial of Betty White, we learn more about her as a person, and she honestly was so sweet. Funhouse, a sick rich guy makes a torture reality show with a bunch of celebrities and does some really twisted stuff. Odd enough, most of the characters are pretty likable given the type of movie. Let the right one in. I had no idea where this movie was headed, but a young boy befriends I can't remember if they were a vampire, but I think they were, and this poor boy is bullied to the extreme, but luckily his friend fixes it by ripping off their heads. First date. Boy wants to impress his date, buys a car for a girl, and trouble haunts him and follows him in this comedic movie. The ultimate playlist of noise. A boy finds out he's going deaf after surgery, and he really loves music and sounds, so it's really tragic. But he finds more out about his past, and it's just really sad, man. Oh my god, it was such a happy movie until the ending. I knew it was coming the whole time, but I still didn't expect it. I don't know why. Oh. Pam and Tommy, I know it's a retelling of true events, and it's going to be changed for TV a little bit, but Pam is so sweet and likable, and I felt absolutely so bad for her. Now, Tommy Lee, that's another story, but he's played by Sebastian Stan, so his portrayal of Tommy Lee was so hot, and their relationship is portrayed for most of the show as absolutely adorable. Not saying it was in real life, but the way it was portrayed was. In the episode with the penis, yeah, I could have gone my whole life without seeing that. Kite, I actually quite enjoyed this. I do love 90s anime, mostly for the look. I love the vibe. Sawwa is being controlled by a bad cop because of her parents' death, and technically this is a hentai, but there is a lot of story here. Countdown, a phone app tells people when they are going to die. It is very, and if they try and change their fate, a demon comes to finish the job. It's very creative. Downfall, the case against Boeing, a documentary about Boeing planes and the tragedy that caused 2 planes to crash. Honestly, this upset me so much, and I would recommend everyone watch it. The Legend of Vox Machina, a hilarious take on a fantasy series. I love the characters and the comedy, and all of the characters are written strong. I hope for a season 2. Book of Love, a man's book sales are terrible, but great in Mexico. He finds out because his Spanish translator rewrote the story into an intense sexual love story. Meh section. My Valentine. A singer is literally copy and pasted over because her boyfriend / manager or whatever he was in this movie is way bloodier than you would think it would be. Valley Girl. This was a cheesy musical. It had some good parts, but it was really hard to watch sometimes. Ammonite. The ending of this was so abrupt that it's one thing I didn't like. But this is about a love story about, that I can't remember the term, but she studies fossils and such. I mean, it's part of an affair, but like the man made it to her. Like, cheating's never okay, but the man made it to where you wanted to say it was okay. Kite. I watched this version of it first. We actually made this. It's not terrible, and we kept a lot of the vibe to it and the story to it, but it's just a little off. It's not bad. It's not good. It's right there in the middle. Never the No section. Hashtag Follow Friday. A hashtag turns deadly and turns into the killer for this movie, which is kind of a cool idea, but I hated the acting in this and most of the characters.